Hey everybody, it's Jenny May here, and I just want to talk to you about breakfast cereals for a minute. A lot of people are always looking for a healthy cereal because it's an easy meal and a fast way to start the day, and it's tasty. The problem with cereals is that even if they're made with a healthy grain, they're still all carbohydrates, and carbohydrates all break down into sugar in the body. So when you eat a meal that is all carbohydrates or predominantly carbohydrates, you spike insulin, which then tells your body to store everything that you ate as fat, typically, unless you're eating it after a workout, after a marathon, after a hike, or something like that. That's the time to have carbs by themselves. But when you first wake up in the morning, boxed cereal, oatmeal, those types of things, those are the worst things that you can have to start the day. The first meal of the day is going to set up your hormone profile for the day, and it's going to determine whether you're going to burn fat that day or store fat that day. And if you have something like this is oatmeal squares, right? It's 44 grams of carbohydrates and it has 6 grams of protein, only 9 grams of sugar, but still the 44 grams of carbohydrates is still going to break down into sugar. So the bulk of this, when you take this in, the bulk of this energy has to get stored within 20 minutes of eating it. So that means most of it's going to end up in your fat cells, around your waistline, or on the back of your arm. So when you're looking for a cereal, you always want to look at your labels. I'm going to zoom this in. We'll see if it can focus. Not really. Apparently not. Anyways, you want to look at your carbohydrate to protein ratio first. So this one is 44 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein. So that's not balanced enough. You at least want your protein, as close to your carbohydrates as you can get it, which you're not likely to get with cereal. These were some other ones. Think Thin oatmeal. It's got 10 grams of protein. These Kodiak Cakes oatmeal also has, this one's got 14 grams of protein. So when you look at these labels with the Think Thin oatmeal, you have 35 grams of carbohydrates and only 10 grams of protein. So this is at least a 25 gram difference. So 35 grams of carbs minus 10 grams of protein leaves you with 25 grams of carbs. Ideally, I would like to see 15 or 10 grams of carbs more than your protein, not more than that. So this would be better than the oatmeal squares, but I would still have a hard-boiled egg or something like that with this to balance it out. The Kodiak Cake oatmeal, this stuff is delicious, by the way. It is 37 grams of carbs, 14 grams of protein. So this balance is a little bit better, although it's 12 grams of sugar versus 9 grams of sugar. But in terms of burning fat, the thing that's most important is how high the protein is compared to the carbohydrates. So if you subtract your protein grams from your carb grams, you want to have 10 or 15 grams of carbs higher. Not 25, not 35, not 45. If you're that high, that means that when you eat it, the bulk of those calories will probably get stored as fat. Anyways, I hope that helps. You definitely always want to look at your labels. Just because it says it on the front that it's 10 grams of protein, it makes you think it's higher in protein and healthier, doesn't necessarily mean it's true. This one says 10 grams of protein too. But when you read your label, it only has 6. If you have it with milk, you're going to increase the grams of protein, but you're also going to increase the carbohydrates, which is still going to leave you in a very unbalanced meal, setting you up to store those calories as fat instead of burn them. I'm sure you're going to have questions. Make sure you post them, email me, all that type of stuff. Have a great day, and I'll look forward to your questions.